Hello everyone, welcome back to SHS Today. I'm Mei Chong and joining me here today is Christy Riley.
Thank you, May. With all the recent days off of school, our newscast had to be pushed to today. And speaking of days off, tomorrow is Veterans Day, so don't forget to thank those who have served us.
Yes, that's correct, Christy. It's been a great year so far as the first quarter of the school has already come and gone. Students should be able to see their grades on Infinite Campus by now. We are also very fortunate to have some great and caring teachers here at SHS to help us succeed in our classes. And one of those teachers was just recognized by his efforts with the Boys and Girls Club Teacher of the Year Award. Tara and I were able to speak to the Teacher of the Year, Mr. Viero, and a few students. Let's take a peek. Every year, a teacher gets recognized for their amazing work with the Boys and Girls Club Teacher of the Year Award. This year, the award goes to a teacher with amazing artistic skills and is a great person to be around in general. That teacher is Mr. Viero.
Viero, my thoughts of him as a teacher, he's a very hands-on type of guy, especially it's hard to do that in math because, math is just math, but like the way that he does it, he does interactive videos, which I think is really cool because he takes a lot of his own personal time to make the students' experience more interactive, so I think that that's a good thing.
I think Mr. Vero is a great teacher and he's really nice, and he never makes a student feel like they're behind. He'll have you catch up anytime.
This award means to me maybe that I'm moving in the right direction as an educator. Maybe there's a lot of room for growth, and I feel like maybe if someone recognizes it as good teaching, maybe I move in the right direction. I don't feel so much as this, there are better educators around the Salem area, but I feel like, it's maybe an affirmation you're doing the right thing. I didn't know the award existed, to be honest, and so it's kind of neat to be awarded the Teacher of the Year for Salem.
I would like to tell Mr. Viero that he is a very dedicated teacher, and everyone here at Salem High School appreciates what he does for his students. And I think that this year I'm going to be in his Algebra 2 class. I think that will be very interesting and exciting, and I thank him for letting me borrow a calculator for the PSATs.
I think Mr. Viero is a very good teacher. He always helps me when I need help, and he truly cares about his students. I'm very proud of him for winning this award.
Congratulations, because you honestly deserve it. You're one of my favorite teachers.
I feel, to be honest, where I am getting so many ideas from other teachers that all the time that kind of, we're a team, and so, you can't receive something like this without, mentioning all of that goes into it. And so I work very hard to make education interesting, and it is very difficult. And I work with a lot of great educators, so hats off to them.
Congratulations, Mr. Viero. You truly do deserve this award. Salem High is sure lucky to have you. We sure are lucky to have amazing teachers like Mr. Viero here at SHS.
That's for sure. We are lucky to have him. In other news, Michaela and Devin decided to feature the Historical Society this week. Being aware of the history behind an event or object is very important, especially for the younger and future generations of the society. Let's get some more insight into this great organization.
Are you interested in history? Perhaps you were thinking about joining the Salem Historical Society. This week we took a look at the Historical Society and all it is that they have to offer. We also took the time to interview a few of the members of the Salem Historical Society. Let's take a look and see what they had to say.
The Salem Historical Society is a nonprofit organization run by Howard Glenn and Beverly Glenn that preserves the history of Salem, New Hampshire. We have artifacts from Canopy Lake, Rockingham Park that just closed down this year, and a bunch of stuff that is relevant to the history of Salem, New Hampshire. We have events every Tuesday, every second Tuesday of every month. We have a guest speaker come, and he or she talks about history itself. So it's basically history, but it's also like we had once an author tell about his process of writing, and it's we have some history speakers and whoever has something to say. We roughly get about 50 or so people, I believe. We have a bunch of elderly people in the Historical Society, so I'm excited that because I am the youngest member of the Salem Historical Society, and I'm really excited that that SPD TV was able to do a news story on the Salem Historical Society. If you want to join the Salem Historical Society, all you have to do is contact either Dan Zavisa or Beverly Glenn, or call us, and you can see the number below. And just give us a call. We open now in March. It's not open now. We just closed for November. We begin in March. The first actual Tuesday meeting is March 11th, and you have to have a little bit of not a lot of knowledge of Salem, New Hampshire, but you have to have you have to be able to do some things. Like, I'm supposed to take out the sign for the Historical Society. I made an exhibit for the Historical Society, and I work with Dan Zavisa. So you have to sort of have, I hate to say it, but independence a little bit, and you have to do stuff like that.
For about 4 years ago, I went through the Windham Historical Society, and they did a graveyard walk. Learned more things about gravestones, people buried in Windham, what their relationship was to the people in Salem, and I said that would be a great idea. The hard part was trying to find somebody to take over the project, and we were fortunate enough to find April Miracle. She's a Woodbury school teacher. She was running a history class at the time, and that worked out very well for us. And she did a presentation last year of Moses Poor, her children, and then this year is the cemetery walk. We're hoping to continue it next year, raise more funds, and then probably get some of these gravestones restored.
My history group from Woodbury Middle School and I had done a presentation at the Historical Society before, and so we'd been in touch with Beverly Glenn, and we throughout talking with Beverly for a couple months, she came up with the idea maybe of trying to spotlight the cemetery to try to get some money to raise some money for the gravestones that needed to be refurbished.
Well, the reason to raise the money is if when you walk through the cemetery, you're going to see how bad the stones are. They're tipped over, they're buried underneath the soil. So it's time to restore and help bring back the past, and so that's where the money is going to go. If we don't have enough money from this tour, which is the first tour, then we will have it next year and keep increasing until we can do some more fundraising and do at least 1 or 2 stones if we're fortunate enough. We always take donations, and we can add to the fund and do more stones.
So there's a few gravestones out back that are in pretty rough shape, just deteriorated from the early 1700s. And what we would like to do is take the money that we raised today to try to put it towards a fund to refurbish the gravestones professionally, get someone out to clean them up and try to preserve them for the future.
It has not been done before. This is the first. So like being first on something, it needs a little time to grow. And I think each year we'll gather more information about the people buried there and have more history for people to learn about.
This is the first time that we've done a cemetery tour, but we've done presentations at the Historical Society before. Since we got rained out, I think it would be cool to actually do the actual cemetery tour, so I'd be open to that.
Right now we're doing, for one event, is the Scarecrow, and what it is, if you buy a kit from the Historical Society, which is only $25, make your Scarecrow, and they are going to present it if you want to go into a contest over the Botanical Gardens, and it is on the brochure. I think it is that they bring it over there. It'll get judged. There are 3 prizes, and we are selling them. You can come down to the museum or call us at the office, and we would be happy to open it up and give you a Scarecrow, and you can enter the contest. What it is, we're finding it very difficult to get the young people involved. Different generation, there's a lot going on. I think we would pursue this cemetery walk. We're going to have to start thinking about other ideas to raise funds, because we were fortunate enough to be with the charitable games at the Rockingham Racetrack, which everybody knows now is closed. We were fortunate enough with the charitable games to be able to do restoration of many buildings, many projects, and so forth. So there's never going to be another type of that revenue. So all these projects will be much smaller, but it's most important if the people help us and join in, and also the young children.
If you have any questions or comments, please contact the Historical Society at this number below, or you can contact Brendan Owen at his school email, which will be on the screen below.
I know that my good friend and fellow SBD TV co-worker, Brendan Nault, will continue to do great things with Historical Society. If you're interested in learning more, come on down to room 113 during Block 3 to find out how to get involved.
Salem High School's Actors Guild Club has recently been very active with the number of performances that have been taking place around Salem. Brooke and Sean were able to get the scoop on what Actors Guild has been up to lately.
As we all know, the new Performing Arts Center is set to open currently in January, but Actors Guild has also been working on some shows such as Story Theater. They just casted for Cinderella, and there's plenty more to come, so let's take a look at what they're doing.
I first got involved in Actors Guild when I was a freshman. I took the class Drama Workshop, and from then on I had just been kind of in Actors Guild because I've been auditioning for all the plays and musicals.
I first got involved in Actors Guild when I joined Drama Workshop. A lot of the upperclassmen had encouraged me to take part in it, and so I joined the first show.
I first heard about Actors Guild from the 8th grade move-up day because they had a little table, and I just basically got information from them, and I was like, wow, that's kind of cool.
I've always had a desire to do a traveling show to the elementary schools because I just feel like that's a really good way to ingratiate ourselves into the community and drum up interest. I've just never really had the time to do it. And now, since we don't have a theater, it just kind of seemed, well, why don't we do a traveling show since we don't have a theater? And so I just I've always been in the back of my mind, but necessity, breeds invention, I guess.
Traveling theater is different because you don't know what to expect. Your stage might be bigger one day and the next it's even smaller. You want to rely on your muscle memory, but you do have to be fully aware of what you're doing so you know where to go.
Well, traveling theater, you don't know what you're going to be stuck with. So they could put you in a cafeteria. They could put you in basically like anywhere. So you kind of have to adjust because all the places that you've rehearsed is like you know exactly where to go, but once you go to like somewhere, then you have to like kind of figure it out from there.
Yeah, this show is fairly different from other shows I've been in because it's very focused on ensemble. There really is no lead in Story Theater. Everyone takes part in it, and without one person, even just someone in the background, the entire thing could be thrown off.
This is really different from other shows that I've been in because with Story Theater, you have to kind of over-exaggerate a lot of stuff because the audience is all these younger kids. So you have to like really make all your movements big and all your like intentions really big, while like other plays, since it's like more adults, they kind of get what you mean by things. So
I think Story Theater has contributed a lot to the growth of our young cast. We have a very young cast this year. We only have a couple of seniors. There's a cast of 18, and a lot of them are freshmen, and we only have 2 seniors. So it's a pretty young cast, but I think they've grown, especially with their physicality, because Story Theater is very much based in like myths and fables and folk tales where like animals are the main characters. So you have to really use your body to show what the character is and what the animal is. So like we worked a lot on that. I think a lot of the actors, their physicality got better.
This experience has affected me as an actor because it really shows that I can perform in different ways. I can be a big character for children, or I could be very real and in a different form. It's very interesting to me.
This experience has really affected me because it kind of showed me how to really, really be big. Like before, if I wanted to have a certain voice, I would just, talk in a way that I would think it'd be. But like this, I'm like really over the top with all the characterization.
Our show at Lancaster it went really well. It was well received by the students, by the staff over at Lancaster, and yeah, it really couldn't have gone any better. The kids asked lots of questions. There's actually a funny moment where a kid raised his hand, and I call on him, and he just says, the girls are pretty. It's pretty adorable.
Lancaster went fairly well. There was really no slip-ups. Everyone remembered blocking, and it was great that we had really adapted to our new space. I was pretty excited.
Our performance at Lancaster was pretty good. You can always work on new things, but the kids really enjoyed it, so I guess that's really all that matters.
Interacting with the elementary students is very fun. They're not like adults who will laugh at like the little side comments. Everything you do seems big and funny to them, and they make so many little comments during the performance that it's hard to maintain yourself from laughing on stage.
I thought the elementary students were really cool. They were a great audience. They laughed at a lot of things. They had some pretty funny questions. A couple of them had a couple comments like all the girls were pretty and stuff like that. So they were just funny to be around.
So we're doing one this Friday the 4th, Wednesday the 9th, Wednesday the 16th, and Friday the 18th. So we're in all the elementary schools. Well, for Story Theater, we rehearsed 2 or 3 days a week for about 4 or 5 weeks, and that was it.
What we did to prepare for Story Theater is we went over all the scenes, and some days we would just focus on specific scenes, and then we kind of, towards the end, put it all together, and we just worked a lot on characterization.
So to prepare for Story Theater, we started off by working on individual scenes and working on the main characters in them. After that, we added in the ensemble parts and the background effects that they could make. And then we really focused on character and how we could improve on each and every one of our characters to make them as big as they possibly could be.
We rehearsed in my room because we don't have a theater, and I have a very large space here in the temporary classrooms that are cavernous because they will be turned into a gym. So we rehearsed here. The new Performing Arts Center right now is slated to open around the first week of January. However, who knows?
I mean, besides having a new home, I'm looking forward to all the tech stuff that's going to be added. There's going to be so many new aspects of our shows that we'll be able to add in because of like fly systems or new lighting systems. I think it'll be really cool.
I'm looking forward to drama workshop, the class, because I'm going to be able to go into the theater every day and, play with all the new things, all the new tech stuff. It's just going to be really cool.
It's not like I had any input in construction, but I definitely got to meet with the architects and designers of the space and give my 2 cents on what would work and what wouldn't, and our needs to do what we want to do. So that was nice to be able to do that.
Me personally, I haven't really seen much of what the new theater is going to look like, but about 2 years ago I saw a rough sketch of what it's supposed to look like, and it's supposed to be like really nice. It's supposed to be very open, but I'm not exactly sure.
It looks like a big upgrade from our old theater. I know it to resemble closely to what North Andover's theater looks like personally. I think there'll be a fly system from what I hear and like new lighting, so I'm pretty excited.
Our next show is Cinderella, and that opens February 16th, and that will be the first full-on big-scale production in the Performing Arts Center. I mean, we're doing like a grand opening, which is kind of like a night of like little things in January, but This will be the first full-fledged production that will be in the space. So that's terrifying. And exciting.
Although the theater's not coming until I think around January, Cinderella will definitely make it in, and I mean, I know we'll have enough time to prepare for it, so I'm excited.
Aside from Story Theater and Cinderella, past that is up in the air. We will do a festival show of some kind where we travel to different high school and take part in a drama festival, but I am not sure what that show is going to be yet. So anybody that wants to get involved in Actors Guild should definitely stop by and see me or Mrs. Thiel. Mrs. Thiel kind of runs the tech side of things. Now, Actors Guild is not about only actors. I know the actors are in the limelight, but we need tech people. We need people to run lights. We need people to move sets. We need people to paint. We need people to sew. We need people to build props. We need a lot of people to help with the production and not necessarily sing and dance, because those people are nice. It's nice to have those people, but the tech is just as important, and you can contribute a little bit or you can contribute a lot. So we would love to have as many people as possible. So anyone interested in just being a part of something, we are all inclusive. So stop on by. I'm in T2, Mrs. Thiel's in T6. We have our first tech meeting next Wednesday, November 9th. So if you're interested, come by, get involved. Be part of something special. Because you could say you were a part of the first show in that space. So do that.
Oh, I'd say please join. Actors Guild is so open to anyone for any kind of role. Like, if you like acting, then like, hey, it's a great opportunity. Or even if you're just so creative and you'd like to do some painting or try something new, we're very open and we always are teaching. It's not like we expect you to come in as experts. We expect you to come in and learn.
You should totally join Actors Guild. Actors Guild is probably the single-handedly best club in Salem High School. And it's just a great time.
My favorite part of Actors Guild is probably the family that we've all created. Being the president, I tend to feel as though like I'm here for everyone and I want to be there for everyone. And so it's fun to just try to bring as many people in as you possibly can and make them feel very welcomed. And in return, everyone kind of becomes so close and like one big family.
My favorite part of Actors Guild is the people, because you get to hang around with all your friends all day, and every year you get to make new friends and lose friends because some of the seniors leave. But they're kind of like your family. You just spend all your time with them and you get really close with them.
If students are interested in taking a class in some sort of theater, we do have theater classes here. We have a stagecraft class, which is tech theater. Starting next year, we're going to have an introduction to theater arts class, as well as an acting workshop class. And there's an advanced drama class. And hopefully in the future, we can offer more and more different theater classes as people become more and more interested, which is very exciting.
That's all Actors Guild is up to right now. Stay tuned for more Salem High.
Very soon, Actors Guild will have the new auditorium to perform in, and we are all very excited for that. I'm loving all the changes to the building as new spaces continue to open up throughout the year.
For our CTE feature this week, we decided to focus on the Skills USA Club. Skills USA is a great opportunity for CTE students to showcase their knowledge and skills. Brendan and Christy were able to speak to Ms. Berube and a few members of the club. Let's take a look.
Skills USA is a nonprofit organization that gives money and scholarships to students that are in CTE courses. We got a chance to interview some members and the advisor of Skills USA.
Skills USA is a partnership of students, teachers, and industry representatives working together to ensure America has a skilled workforce. It helps each student to excel by teaching personal, workplace, and technical skills grounded in academics.
Skills USA is it's an organization. It's been around for quite a while. It used to be called VICA, And it's really an opportunity for career and technical students to showcase their skills, not only in the competitions, but more so it's about the community service aspect of it, and students being able to reach out to the community and refine their work-ready skills, things like collaboration, things like planning, their communication skills. So there's really a lot to it.
Well, Skills USA means an awful lot to me. I am one of its senior members. I've been in Skills USA for about 3 years now. And it's something that I've found easy to express myself in, and I've made a whole bunch of friends, and everyone is wicked nice, especially Miss Berube, our director. She's done so much for me, she's even written me a college report.
Skills USA means a lot to me because without Skills USA, I would have never met amazing people like Mrs. Berube, and I would have never had the opportunity to go to nationals in Louisville, Kentucky. I met so many amazing people from all over the country, even from the Navajo Nation, and it was just a wonderful experience.
Skills USA means to me a whole bunch of different things. Skills USA is a nonprofit organization which gives kids different chances to engage in their extra activities that they want to do. Like I build computers, and I am actually in a CTE program right now at Salem High that is the Advanced Computer Networking and Maintenance course. Skills USA lets me go out on the field and see people that are working in the field that I want to eventually work in. It also gives a whole bunch of people a chance to experience what a career actually is, because you really don't get that in school. So going out to Skills USA competitions and the different meets that we have, it's really eye-opening to see the industry, especially the trade industry. A lot of people are going to be needed there.
Skills USA is a place I go to hang out with my friends and learn more about the career I want to go into when I'm older.
Skills USA at Salem High School meets Tuesday mornings at 7 o'clock and Friday afternoons at 2:15. Both meetings are in the CTE conference room. So if you are a student enrolled in a career and technical education class, you are free to join our club just by showing up at a meeting or by expressing interest to your career and technical education teacher.
To be a member of Skills USA here at the Salem CTE Center, you can really join at varying levels. There's an organization, a club that meets weekly. I believe they meet twice a week actually, where they get together, they plan various fundraising events, they plan for the competitions, they plan for leadership events that are held. So it can be as simple as paying your dues and being a member, or you can pay your dues and really get involved into the club. In order to compete, you have to be a member of Skills USA.
I am the Skills USA advisor for Salem. I am also on the Skills USA advisory board for the state of New Hampshire.
My part is just to make sure that they receive the support that they need, whether it's buses or transportation for attending events, supporting Mrs. Berube, the advisor, to make sure that she has the resources she needs to run a successful club and organization, and I'm always there for the award ceremony at the end of competitions to cheer on and congratulate the success of our students.
My job in Skills USA is president. I am president of Skills USA, and what I do is I am basically in charge of the group as parliamentarian procedure goes. I monitor all the right decisions and try and put in my 2 cents about everything, and I supervise everything going on.
My job in Skills USA is I am a co-VP with my brother, and basically what the co-VP is when the president isn't here, we fill in and we become the president. And we also make sure that the president makes good decisions.
My position in Skills USA right now, I am co-vice president of our chapter. I have a lot of responsibility to the chapter, and I attend mostly every single meeting. My position mostly is just the jurisdiction and how the chapter will succeed, and our plan to make sure that others will succeed in our chapter, just not ourselves.
I am the treasurer. I handle all the finances.
The biggest thing they can earn is $5,000 to the community college system. Their contest has to be one of the designated contests, for example, automotive and construction technology, and many more. Those contests, if you win the gold medal at the state competition, you will earn $5,000 to the community college system. You also earn the opportunity to travel to nationals. This past year, we went to Louisville, Kentucky. We raised money for the students. We usually have a little bit of funds in our account. We have some now. And we usually wipe out our entire account and put that money towards the students that travel to nationals.
Skills USA is recognized by a lot of large employers around the country, organizations like the Granger organization who supported us last year, Home Depot, Caterpillar, those are just a few to name a few, as well as a lot of technical schools that recognize Skills USA participants, and particularly those who are successful in the competitions. They can receive a lot of scholarship money, whether it's to local community colleges or national technical schools. So there's a lot of scholarship opportunity. And there's employers recognize that if you're a skills participant and are successful in skills, then you have a lot of both the technical and the career-ready soft skills to be a valued employee. So there is a lot of value in that.
The only requirement is that you must be enrolled in a CTE program. That's Career and Technical Education. And that is the way we set it up at Salem. Some other schools may allow technology students, but that's how we set it up at Salem High School. We have 13 programs ranging from automotive to television productions. We have a wide assortment of classes that students can be enrolled in and take part in our club.
You do have to be a member of one of our CTE programs to be a skills member, but certainly if someone was outside the CTE circle that wanted to be a part of that, we would welcome them in here.
So I had to do a little research on this because when I took over in 2000, it wasn't existing at that point. Mr. Sullivan, the culinary instructor, opened the program in 1989, and it was only for culinary students at that point. He left Salem High School, and I reopened the club in the year 2000, and it was opened up for all students in the career and technical education programs. This was a new part of Perkins regulation that every class in CTE must be associated with a CTSO, which is a Career and Technical Student Organization.
When career and technical, when vocational education became better known as career and technical education, there was a shift from the vocational label to Skills USA.
I'm in the Advanced Computer Networking course.
I am doing CSMA 2 with Mr. Killian.
My CTE course is TV Production 1.
If you have any questions about Skills USA, please talk to Mr. Dodge or Mrs. Berube.
If you are a CTE student who is interested in joining Skills USA, you can talk to Ms. Berube in the CTE office. You can also track down Brittany Harris in the Skills USA student president for further questions on how to join. Well, that's all for this week, Salem. I'm Christy Riley.
And I'm Mei Chung. We salute all the veterans out there. Be sure to take some time and thank a veteran for their service. We wish you all a great week. Till next time, thank you for watching, Salem.